What's up, everybody? This is SOS Rampages back again with episode number four of Breaking the Wrestling Barriers. If y'all don't like that name, please let us know. We're still trying to shop it at this point in time. So, let us know whatever you want to see as well. Us talk about all that good stuff like that. But right on over that way.
I am SOS Farm.
And right on in the middle, poor Brian. Poor Brian. The final countdown.
Sad.
Wah.
It happened.
Wah.
They did it.
Wah.
And they overdid it.
Wah.
They didn't have to do it like that.
Wah.
Why would they do that?
Wah.
He's just a boy.
Wah. But we'll follow up with that. We're going to kind of touch on the WWE side of things first because we have a little bit more kind of to discuss on the other side of the fence. But WWE is leading into Crown Jewel.
Yay.
They're fighting for the big belts. Yay.
I almost sang a song.
Why?
I'm in a singy mood, and I almost dropped some Jinder Mahal type of. Yeah, that's why I didn't.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we got both of the champions going up against each other, with Liv going up against Nia and Cody going up against Gunther. Let's start with the women's side first with Liv and Nia. How are you kind of feeling? What are you thinking early on? I mean, I'm sure we'll do a full preview of it, but just kind of your early kind of ideas of the feud. What are we feeling? How are we feeling?
Thinking Liv wins because she's got the numbers game.
Even with Tiffy?
Tiffy's watching Tiffy's back.
That's true.
And Tiffy's not in the match, so Tiffy will be very fresh after the match.
That's very true.
He might help Nia, but I don't know.
Is it Tiffy time in Saudi?
I don't know. They like to give those Saudi fans a big, oh, look what happened here moment.
Shawn said it last time.
It might be. It depends on what Raquel does to Nia.
I can see that. I can see that too.
Got to watch out for big mommy cool. You know who she is.
Yeah, I know who she is. I get you.
Yeah.
Can we just call her? I can see that.
Can she be the new Big Sexy? I mean, come on, man. We had to grow up in an era where everybody was calling this big ass dude Big Sexy. Can we call Raquel Rodriguez?
You can call people whoever you want, and if things catch on, I will be firmly behind you with it. But you start that trend and see how far it goes. Let us know in the comments if that's what you want.
I mean, it's either we got her, we got Sexy Red, so I think anything is possible.
Moving on from that, we're gonna go. I like I said, early preview, and I want to see how things develop. But I can kind of see this going to Nia because they're just trying to build that back up as much as possible as like this dominant force, because her first run was not ideal and had some rough patches in it. Definitely,
it wasn't as good.
But going forward onto the male side of things with Gunther and Cody, how do you feel with this feud? Do you also think this feud is being wasted for the Saudi thing?
Of course.
Because wouldn't this be a proper Survivor Series feud? You would think.
Yeah, if they still did that for Survivor Series, but they're doing War Games for that now. So I get why they're...
That's true. So you think that Cody is going to be involved in War Games?
Yes. Yes, baby. Uh-huh. My daddy invented
it. And then that leaves...
Oh, my son.
That leaves what's his name, because they're talking about having Punk go up against Gunther. That leaves Gunther for Punk.
Yeah. I think Gunther wins.
What, against Cody or Punk?
Against, well, both of them, but against Cody. Cody's Cody's got the good story where like he fights from the bottom. Even if he's the champion, if the other champion beats him, there's a story where he can come back and beat him. And Gunther very
Yeah, and
rarely.
Gunther does definitely have that dominant thing. He doesn't lose, so if
Yeah,
he loses, it's going to be a big deal, and it's not going to be for that.
it'll be a waste. Like you keep, and then Gunther's like super successful in Saudi Arabia, and he won King of the Ring there.
Is that what they
So
call
I
it?
mean, yeah, King of the Ring.
Oh, the actual
So,
King of the Ring. Yeah, he did.
yeah, he won the tournament there. So like,
Yeah, I forgot
like
that they brought that to Saudi. I
yeah,
block all these Saudi Arabia events out of my head and pretend like they never happened.
I only remember because of the Goldberg segment when Triple H showed the belt. Gunther said like, "Oh, this will be another nice thing for you to give me when we're in Saudi Arabia." So like, it's like, oh, every time I come to Saudi Arabia, I win something.
Stupid, but
Yeah,
yay.
it's a match
Saudi
that's
for you.
not a match that not it's not necessary, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will be a good match. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there for it.
You're going
Watching
to Saudi?
uh, watching at home.
Uh,
No thanks, no
okay,
thanks.
okay, gotcha.
Good. We also had the return of the War Raiders. Do you think that with Triple H under the helm, there's going to be actually something there, or do you think they're just going to be another team again?
I think they got a chance because they actually used Ivar while Eric was gone, and he was out there
Mm-hmm.
having matches with like Kofi, and showed that like he's a good big man up there with like Bam Bam and Vader, and like he can pull out some good stuff. So I think that he's raised the credit of their team just by himself.
No, I definitely feel that, and I think it's just going to go farther. Like I said, with the more they work and the more they'll show their power as a team, it is
Yes.
definitely going to help.
Now, I'm actually looking forward to them more than I have since they first got to the company.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll kind of end this on another possible team, I guess, reuniting and everything. How do you feel about the USO interaction on Raw?
Um, it's going down, y'all. Jay's mad and upset, and he should be. And Roman needs to come and talk to him too.
Mm.
But I don't know. I'm here for it. This bloodline Uso, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa storyline is still going. It's still going.
Still going, still got some legs to it. My only caveat that I kind of put my foot down with is I just really need it to be only for that storyline purpose. I need them to not just go back into the tag team. I need them to continue this momentum, continue this run that, because it's gonna. They just put the belt on Jay. They're just starting. Like I'm starting to see him as a single star. Don't kind of ruin that now. Don't cut that off. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, and he just did it on a house show, and people are saying how much The Rock is going to have issues with it, but it's going to get over so much. The Yeet elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just that's a no brainer. And if he starts doing that on TV, that's going to get over real well.
I
I
mean,
mean, that's going to like turn impossible main event, like actual main event Jey Uso.
Might be part of the plan.
So I mean, we shall see, and I'm excited as long as, like I said, it's just for storyline purposes. I don't need to see them on another tag team run. They've done that, been there, done that. They both need to spread their wings and fly a little bit.
I'd like for them to be solo and still tag at the same time. Like, for instance, War Games, or like in the Rumble, if they're both in there at the same time, they would work together. Or like if there was a tag team gauntlet match and no one knew who was coming out next, and then all of a sudden the Usos music hit, they came out. I'd be down for like that, but like also I want them to do their own thing also.
And I'm just gonna actually because I like to try to do this because I've done a decent job at this so far. Put this out in the ether of it's got to be one of these times, and I guess it's got to be on Raw because of how things are split and everything. But or maybe at a pay-per-view or something. Maybe I don't know, the Saudi event or whatever, where it's the big beatdown from the new bloodline that's beating down Jimmy and Roman, and it's just looking bad, and they keep beating them down and beating them down, and that's when that Jay Uso's music hits because he can't take it anymore, and it's just that's the pop, and
yeah,
that's the story that they're building of like saying no, saying no, saying no, and then he can't take it anymore. Like there's gonna be something vicious that Jacob Fatu's gonna try to do, or
but they're still outnumbered.
Yeah. There's still rumors of other ones, though.
They,
I mean, Hikuleo is...
got to get the honorary Oos.
The honorary Oos would help.
That's the next chapter after the J chapter.
I could see that, definitely. I could see that definitely being the next one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're going to do it. They got to do it.
But
all the pieces are there. The question is who wins the match.
I feel like it's got to be Roman going over with, them being next kind of, and them, not being used as much for a little bit. I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm going with it. Going over to the other side of kind of the fence and going with the AEW, as you kind of see in the middle here. Kind of your reactions from Wrestle Dream, I guess, to start, and then we'll get into Dynamite more.
The three-way match was crazy.
Yeah.
The ending was sad.
It was abrupt and sad.
Yeah.
The abruptness was
It was real. There's no struggle, and it's over.
Yeah, that's it. You just sat there for a second and all. I appreciate you, Cutie Chronicles, in the chat. Appreciate you. Oh, and you brought a raid in there. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. But with that being said, I mean, how long until we see the reappearance of Brian? How long do you keep him on TV?
At least a year.
It's a long time. I don't know if they can hold off that long.
He has to have neck surgery. And then he has to recover from neck surgery. And then he has to learn to do regular things again after having neck surgery. And then he has to start training to get back in the ring after having neck surgery. And he's going to be part-time because his full-time career is over. So maybe like a year.
I think 6 months, maybe less.
6 months.
Probably less, honestly. We are discussing the AEW wrestling right now, and we're recorded for YouTube purposes as far as, we like to talk about both sides of like wrestling. So, I mean, if there's anything anybody wants to bring up in the chat, we're always open to it as well. Check us out on YouTube as well if you want to check out episodes.
And we were just talking about the UFC Ultimate Fighter Season 1, Episode 1 before this.
Yeah, we talk about, flavor of love, all sorts of different things, whatever y'all want to talk about.
All the things. Yeah, but I think Mox and them have to kind of run wild for a while, and then it's down to like Darby and the originals, and then all of a sudden, da 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 da, and then it's like the clouds part and the sun finally comes back out.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening. Down the line, yeah, way down the line. But it's...
How can I miss you if you won't go away?
That's fair. I mean, how can we get over putting a bag over somebody's head if it's not? My
Yeah,
God, that would have ended a career back in my day.
and stomping on your neck with a chair.
Yeah, that just doesn't look good.
I don't want to see you until 2026.
Now you making a year and a half or a year and 3 months? Dang, you
Well,
extended.
no, well, you can come out January 1st, 2026. But like a year, man. Like don't be popping up summer 2025.
So speaking on the lengths of time and everything like that, we had on Dynamite we saw kind of as well as in Wrestle Dream we saw Adam Cole come back as well as MJF make an appearance and everything. How long do you think they're gonna put off? Because Adam or MJF did say that he's not gonna let Adam Cole get his hands on him. How long are we putting that off for? How long do we make him wait? How many hoops do we make him jump through?
At the December pay-per-view, World's End.
World's End. You think that soon? You think Brian's gonna have to wait a year, but you think we're gonna get that soon for MJF?
Yeah, because wouldn't that be like the anniversary of like when Adam betrayed him?
Yeah, I could see that happening. I could see that being the first time that MJF jumps him.
Yeah, maybe like that's when he gets his hands on. Something goes
down. It's gonna be in New York as well.
Maybe not a match, but something goes down that night between them that leads to
I could definitely see that.
When the Undertaker was like, "Oh, Kane, you know what? I will fight you at WrestleMania."
No, I definitely get it. I think it's going to be, the interaction and then something's going to happen kind of like maybe like a Double or Nothing or something next year. But I'm definitely excited to see it. And I think it's also giving MJF that time to, tape and record his movies and stuff like that. So, to get his acting career set away.
He's so busy, he's a triple threat.
Yeah, exactly. He's a multi-millionaire. You hear the man, It's
Yeah.
hard being him.
It is. He has so many things to do. Adam has time to video game. That's selfish.
Selfish.
That's why his head is so big.
Speaking on other kind of comebacks and stuff like that, we are kind of getting teased because it was his birthday with when do you think we see Kenneth Omega again?
Oh man, I don't know. Soon. Not like super soon, but like he's logging on. He's not gonna spawn yet, but he's booting up his computer.
And in that, I mean, it's got to be in my head, Jack Perry, then Okada. Or are we going straight Okada? Because Jack Perry's been the one fucking with him.
Jack Perry first, then. Jack Perry's talking more shit.
Yeah, Okada's leads into Okada.
Okada's just following the trend of his friends, if anything.
I think it's going to be good no matter what, and I think I'm hoping that there's going to be something behind it. Maybe him bringing Ibushi, maybe him using the rest of New Japan. Maybe that's when he comes back. It's because they have this January New Japan show that would be perfect.
He's bringing Hakushi. Yo, man, Hakushi, crazy, yo! I haven't seen him in so long.
Yeah, he's got Kenzo Suzuki for you too. He's got you.
Oh,
it's gonna be his whole team.
Hakushi more, but Kenzo Suzuki's cool.
Only if he brings Rene Dupree with him. Then you'll be down with Kenzo Suzuki.
Hey, he might be busy on his podcast. And Fifi number 3.
How many Fifis are we on?
There was at least 2 back in the day. So if he came back out now, it would be like Fifi now should be like something that's not even a dog. He should come out with like a gerbil in a cage and call it Fifi. A French man with a gerbil walk into a bar.
And what comes out?
Brian Danielson with a broken neck.
All right. So, and this is the best way that I can think to do this, and the most respectful way that I can think to do this is I'm just gonna say the match and just leave the mic right here for you. Shelton Benjamin and Leo Rush.
Yo, fire. That was the best unexpected match I didn't think I was going to see in the last 3 or 4, 5 years. And I knew both of them could do it, but finally somebody let them do it. And Shelton Benjamin is he's like the black Randy Orton. Like he's got the size, he's got the experience, he's got the technique. He's bald.
The facial expressions I was noticing, like that he's grown into, of like this evil smirk and this like menacing, like he's gonna
well you remember when they had him doing that one gimmick where like he wasn't saying anything, he would just make those faces and look into the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the man has range.
Yeah, it's seeing him work and seeing him still at the level that he was doing. Everything was,
yeah. I'm hoping that it catches on way more than anybody ever expected.
Right.
Maybe Bobby Lashley could be like Jeff Hardy and, take a little back seat while Matt Hardy was doing his broken thing and, let him shine a little bit. And then,
I think that there's definitely a spot where the Tony Khan sees something in Shelton by himself being his act. I mean, giving him the time that he did, putting him against Leo to, shine him as much as he did, and the reaction that, I mean, it's not just us saying that this man looked amazing. I mean, everybody's over the past 24 hours have lost their minds over, like, because if you haven't seen him work in like a, Japan or Ring of Honor, you're not used to this kind of level of Shelton Benjamin. You've seen him in, shorter matches, or you haven't seen him work like this since 2005-06.
The watered down Shelton Benjamin is gone, and the real Shelton Benjamin is fighting again.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, big fan of that.
Going off of that as well, kind of talking about, the tag team division a little bit, just to kind of spring off and see how you feel about the developments of first the Acclaimed and Private Party, like we had discussed before, of the two teams, do you think both are going to split at some point? Do you think one is going to split? Who do you think is going to split and do what kind of idea from what you saw transpire? Because they both kind of had those little bit of iffy looks at each other. They both have been around since the start. I know Private Party came in as a tag team. The Acclaim, they were never. Tony Khan that's the famous story. He made that a tag team. That was not a tag team. They came in as solos. That was not their idea coming in. So, I mean, you have to think that they might be willing to just say.
Okay. So in that case, I think that Private Party would end up joining the heel side, but one at a time, and eventually become a team again. But with that news about the Acclaimed, I think this might be their moment to split them up.
And really utilize Bowens as this babyface kind of talent, and have Caster go into that almost like a heel that John Cena.
Yeah, because like they were never like meant to be together, and then they got over as good as they did. Then like mission accomplished. So like now we're interested in both of them, and it doesn't matter what they do separately as long as they don't mess it up.
Right. And I mean, like I had just mentioned right there, and it's also like if you've heard Max Caster talk, and you also see, I mean, the man does an AA for a reason. Like the man idolized Cena. Like he would love to do a like early heel John Cena rap
Doctor
gimmick. Like he would be so happy to do that and would love that.
Yeah.
So it would be fun to see both sides of it. And I'd be open to either. Like I think it would help out both teams. I think it has been that kind of 5 year. I mean, the fact that Stokely dropped that line that was just so right of like y'all haven't done nothing since the Obama administration. It's like,
yeah, that was crazy.
When heels can drop lines like that are funny, but also state facts that you're like, ooh, he not wrong though, guys. Like,
so were they even wrestling in the Obama administration?
I think they were.
Okay.
I don't know if they were in AEW, but they were.
I mean, well, AEW didn't exist then, but like
right.
they were probably on the indies. Like, but if like they started wrestling like in 2017, that makes it even funnier. Like y'all haven't done anything since y'all were in high school. That's crazy.
But either way, it should be interesting to see the transpire. And I think this is all going to lead up to kind of the final lead out and kind of the overall presentation of the show. And I think what's going to be the presentation of the show going forward, especially after Wrestle Dream, is this new paradigm that Moxley brought up, this new idea of AEW, this new he will burn a forest down and rebuild it back up kind of idea, just to, have it be the way that he wants it. Yeah. It's kind of, it's very telling. It's very, and the way that people are talking to the Bucks about it, the way it's very, they're blurring the lines a lot, and a lot of Moxley promo of what I don't understand why people are celebrating and jumping up and down and handshaking, and I hate the way this place is now, and the egos in the back, and it's like Mox, and the vigor and the fierceness that you say it, it's like you spitting truths, aren't you? Like some of this is story, but some of this is how you truly feel, and
he's a very man.
It is a very interesting way to tell the story, and I think what no one kind of saw coming, as far as like that. I think everybody had this idea that there was going to be some, what's it called, from the the Minister of Darkness, like the higher power that's talking to Moxley, telling him to do everything, and
we just haven't.
But maybe there's not. Maybe it's just maybe Moxley is that. Maybe Moxley is that person. Like it seems like he has these ideals and these ideas that make a lot of sense, and is really kind of echoing what the fan base and the wrestling community is kind of saying about AEW, of them leaning more in. And this is, coming from me. I have AEW everything. I'm the one that follows it. Like it's become more like they're trying to lean into being second-rate WWE. They're trying to lean more into like, we have, we can keep up with them. We can do this. We can do that. And it's like, y'all started and were great because you weren't that. Y'all have the take the Bischoff mentality, take the, be everything that they're not idea. That's what makes y'all set apart. That's what, the wrestling company, that's what I'm hoping Moxley is really pushing, is that wrestler side of things. That part of the promo that he said when he was showing all of the, the baby faces, is, he wants there to be the place that you can be whatever kind of wrestler you want to be, and be able to showcase that and shine that, which it felt like it was in the beginning, and now it feels a little different as far as that's concerned.
Right.
It feels a little bit like, it's changed in that aspect, at least.
Well, he's going to put plastic bags on everyone's head until he gets his way. Chopping down trees, and he's planting new seeds.
Yeah, building new forests. But it should definitely be, interesting to kind of see how that goes as far as that's concerned. But with that being said, my name's SOS Rampage, and you see the thing down there. Find me over here on the YouTube side of things and all that good stuff. Kicking on over to you.
I am SOS Farm and SOS Farm and Farm 27 on YouTube.
And we will catch you all next time. Peace.